Well, hello, hello. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Let me really quick do a quick sound checkup. Elizabeth, welcome. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Hi.
Perfect. Thank you. Happy Wednesday to you. I hope that you are ready to wear a very special hat today. And to everyone out there who's watching, thank you so much for supporting. Welcome once again to our Blue Star Careers webinars. Remember, these are intended for all Blue Star Career members and beyond so that we can connect you to job opportunities, partnerships, and career pathways, but also raising awareness of the latest resources that are applicable to you and our connections. So thank you so much for watching. Now, this month of July, I just want to remind you our theme in the neighborhood is the perfect time to explore your career pathway without the pressure. It is a slower hiring season, so it is an excellent time for you to engage in self paced growth through learning opportunities, networking, and reflection, of course. So we're kicking off a summer of learning right here at the Blue Star Careers community in the neighborhood. So I'm glad that you can join us. Your host for today, right here, right next to me, Elizabeth, will be right with you. She is our MSCI Air Force leader, military spouse circle of influence, and she's going to tell you more about herself. So Elizabeth, welcome.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. My name is Elizabeth Whitus. I am the Blue Stars Air Force spouse leader, and I'll be your host for today's session. And I'm so excited to get started.
Fantastic, Elizabeth. And we also have today, we're very excited. I hope that you brought your cybersecurity hat because I know you have a little bit of a background on that. So this will be an easy sell for our community and great engagement as we welcome Leigh Ann Empey, who is our manager and education outreach leader in Veterans Program at Fortinet. Leigh Ann works closely with organizations like us, Blue Star Families, and partners around the globe to provide access to free cybersecurity training and certifications, but also building a more skilled, inclusive, and diverse cyber workforce. So if this is you, please pay it forward and tag your network. Liz?
I'm so excited to have a background in cybersecurity and have been able to be part of that community. Welcome, Shawn Fuss, a third generation veteran, having served in the U.S. Marine Corps, and a Fortinet sales engineer. With a diverse background across finance, healthcare, education, and tech, Shawn brings deep experience in engineering and leadership. He's passionate advocate for Fortinet Veterans Program, helping veterans and spouses launch careers in cybersecurity. Let's
Absolutely.
begin.
So let's begin. Let's go for it. Thank you so much for watching and pay it forward.
Welcome to our live Blue Stars Career webinar. Please drop a comment for us. We'd love to connect with you all towards the end, and feel free to share where you're watching from. Welcome and thank you for taking time out of your busy day. My name is Elizabeth Whitus, and I will be your host for today. I'd like to say thank you to Target, Blue Star Families, and Fortinet for making today happen. So this is an open-ended question, whoever wants to answer it. But how did you get involved in Fortinet, and why was it such a good fit for you?
Wow. Great question. I can jump off, Scott, Shawn, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, Elizabeth. And I want to first thank Blue Star for inviting us today. Really honored to be here. So I started, I guess maybe I'll back up a little bit too. I started my cybersecurity journey. My first organization I worked for was back, it was approximately 2007. I didn't go back and check the actual year, but something around that time frame. So it was quite a while ago. And the first place was with a small distributor of security products. And I feel like it was a really great place for me to start because I really gained a broad breadth of experience and across a range of products and introduction. I'm not a technical person, and I think that's always what has attracted me to cybersecurity is there's really the breadth of opportunities available in cybersecurity. There's a range of roles that are available to people. I first joined Fortinet in 2021. And I joined the Fortinet Training Institute. What was attracted to me was really the company. I think the people and the programs that they offer were really inspirational. So, and then I left for a little while and went to another cybersecurity vendor, really working around security awareness, which was really fun. And I've recently joined back covering for maternity leave. So providing that opportunity. And really the reason I came back again was because of this program. And I think, and which I'll be talking about today, but it really makes a difference. So I was excited about that. So really excited. And I want to I'll just end that with thank you for inviting today, Elizabeth.
Of course. I am so excited to get to know more. Shawn, so why was this a good fit for you?
Elizabeth, thanks for the great introduction and covering my history. Appreciate it. And so my why is really easy for me to answer. And every time I talk to another veterans group, or as I did a presentation last week to our team about the Fortinet Veterans Program, I started off like this. We as veterans are families. Our family. Just a quick story. Kind of on my background and where I came from, like you said in the introduction, third generation veteran, starting, with my grandfather who, became a U.S. citizen in 1915, and him and his brother shortly joined the U.S. Army afterwards, with, my grandfather being stationed, in the Panama Canal, Central America, Caribbean region, and his brother actually going to France for World War I. And then, with my dad, he was a Cold War Germany there in 1958 to 1960, and then continuing on with the tour in Vietnam in 1964. And then we had the honor of, being one of a proud group of parent and child serving at the same time during the Persian Gulf.
Wow.
So long history there, which makes it easy talking to veterans groups and being part of groups that support the veterans community. And as we all know, as veterans, it's ingrained from us from the beginning. Our duty is to the person to the left, to the right, behind us, supporting us, in front of us, leading the way, to look and help each other, give motivation, inspiration, and when needing, lifting each other up to continue to move forward. So as for my Fortinet journey, it started about a year ago. And as you had said in my introduction, prior to Fortinet, I've had kind of a wide breadth of working in different industries and different organizations at different levels. But one of the main reasons for joining Fortinet was the Veterans Program. And, doing some research as I started talking to people about Fortinet and wanting to join was how the Veterans Program enabled and empowered veterans to learn about the cybersecurity world and help them, get a start on their journey. So I knew at that point, after reading all that, that's where I wanted to be. And I set a goal to join the company. I had a little extended process of through the interview hiring as some large organizations have. But I took that time to use what I learned in the military, being patient, or also known as the hurry up and wait process that we all are familiar with. And I built a relationship with my current director, and, started talking about more than just work things. And it's, really blossomed now that I've joined the Fortinet team. And, now she actually has been very positive and reinforcing for me, pushing me along to get out to talk to more and more veterans group and spread the word about the Fortinet Veterans Programming, helping empower and enable more veterans as we go. So thanks so much to you and the Blue Star family for having us here and letting me share all that.
Of course. Thank you for sharing that, Leigh Ann. Thank you so much. Shawn, I can definitely understand everything. You know, my family also being in the military and my spouse and having to move, and his family, you know, just they were in World War II. And it's big, and I love being able to help out veterans and military spouses, which is why I also took on this journey. But let's transition now and learn a little more about what Fortinet is doing to tackle cybersecurity training.
Great. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. So I'm going to share my screen. I have some slides that I'll quickly go over with everybody. It's going to go pretty quickly. Give me 2 seconds just to get that up. And can Elizabeth and Shawn, can you see the slide?
Yes.
Yes, great. All right. And so I have Shawn joining me, and I want to thank Shawn as well for joining on the call today. Just to review, we're going to review Fortinet, about Fortinet if you're not familiar with Fortinet, and the program, the Veterans Program that we work with Blue Star on, that we're really excited in the work that we do together. So a quick slide on Fortinet. Fortinet was founded approximately 25 years ago, head office in Sunnyvale, California. It is one of the largest cybersecurity companies in the world, with an integrated portfolio of over 50 enterprise-grade products. So very large, scaling up to almost, getting close to, I was going to say over 500,000, but really if you look at the global customer base, it's actually going up to almost 1 million. So
Wow.
Very large, and we support those customers worldwide. We are a global organization with offices around the globe, a lot of development in North America, but you'll see support offices around the world, and almost reaching 14,000 employees. And what gets me super excited as well is not only the technology, but the contributions that Fortinet makes in the world. And one of those is around closing the cybersecurity skills gap. So Fortinet collaborates with partners globally to help address the cybersecurity risks that we're seeing. And they made a pledge to train 1 million people by 2026, and super excited to say that they are on track. Fortinet is on track to reach that goal at this time. So just a little bit of background. What does it mean by a cybersecurity gap in the cybersecurity workforce? So ICS2 completes a survey every year on the cybersecurity workforce. And so this is coming from them. You can go to their website to find this report. They're estimating that there's 5.5 million professionals globally, cybersecurity workforce personnel globally. And in this study, it revealed a significant shortage with an estimated 4.5 million more professionals needed. That gap, if you look at historically over time, that gap has fallen over every year. So the gap is not as big as it was. It is decreasing. But I think what's important to note is the study also highlighted that the increasing sophistication and frequency of cyber threats, I think you're all hearing those. Even if you're not following cybersecurity, you're hearing of those threats that are happening daily. And they're becoming more sophisticated and really outpacing the growth of the workforce. In addition, 75% of those professionals reported that the threat landscape is probably the most challenging they've seen in the last 5 years. And they're still attributing that to the gap in the workforce and entry-level people. So Fortinet as well, we do a range of research that we make available to people. You can go to our site, you can search on these reports. But in our 2024 skills gap report, we reported that 90% of the respondents of those cybersecurity professionals that we went out to globally prefer to hire people with technology certifications. And then 72% reported that they're finding it hard to find those people with those certifications. So to support that, Fortinet, we offer training and certification programs to help close that gap. And we offer that training at no cost. Starting at what we're recommending is we offer it starting at the fundamentals. So this curriculum at the fundamentals level provides courses that cover the threat landscape and the fundamentals of cybersecurity. So courses such as getting started in cybersecurity, technical introduction to cybersecurity. From there, and it's agnostic, I'll say it's vendor agnostic. It's covering the landscape for people. And then you move up to the associate level. This curriculum covers the fundamentals of operating, Fortinet's most common product, the FortiGate. So it covers the FortiGate features. And then from there, we have a professional level. And this curricula covers the day-to-day tasks related to operating the relevant Fortinet products for those areas of specialty. So the benefits are, the benefit of working with Blue Star families and Fortinet in the Veterans Program is that we are providing the training and education and also access to virtual labs. So you can have hands-on learning for that, which is extremely powerful. And then as well, access to exam vouchers at that professional level that I went over. So there's typically a cost for those labs and exams, and we provide those through Blue Star to members that want to become certified in cybersecurity and get trained. And so those are offered to you as a member. So this is my last slide. I mentioned I was going to go over this pretty quickly. I've put a link here, and we'll definitely put this in the chat so people can also, if you want some more information as well. If you are, it was well on that site. I want to mention there's reviews, there's testimonials. That's the word I was looking for. There's testimonials of military spouses, and I apologize if I failed to mention this program is open to veterans and their spouses and their families. So there's some testimonials on there from military spouses, from veterans that have gone through the program and the value that it provided that may be of interest to see. So the program is offering what we are offering through Blue Star is, free self-paced training, hands-on online labs in conjunction with that training, and then free exam vouchers that you can use for Fortinet Certified Professional certification. So that is a very quick run through the program, and I'm going to stop and pass it back to Elizabeth.
That is fantastic information. I might have to go into the Fortinet website and sign up for some of those certifications just to pick up that cybersecurity hat again. I loved it so much when I was doing the training. So yeah, I might have to do some of that. So Shawn, I do have a question for you. Why did you start working in technology and cybersecurity industry?
That's a great question, and it's actually a little bit of fun with it. It was, to be completely honest and transparent, it was actually pure luck. I had just been medically discharged in July of 1995. Going through the typical discharge and separation process that we all go through. My dad was actually outside having a conversation with a neighbor, and the financial institution that she worked at were looking for auditors. And she said one of the things they wanted was someone that was strong and could handle some pressure. So I applied, I went in for the interview process, eventually was hired, and to be honest, again, I only lasted 7 months because auditing is a tough job, and it was just not something I was really interested in. And then I worked with a friend who happened to be a recruiter in the IT world. and that's where I got my position working at a medical center and children's hospital here in upstate New York. And that really, was kind of is the longest part of my career. I spent just right around 18 and a half years there working, and it really, continued to stoke my fire to learn more about information technology and cybersecurity, helping others, protecting others, protecting institutions. So that's how I got started.
Yeah, it's funny how your neighbor could be the one that helps you, grow in your career. Definitely have some experience with that as well. Leigh Ann, Shawn, how can a veteran build their communication and information sharing network?
Great question. So I'll give Shawn a little rest here, and then he can follow up. So I think there's a number of tools and resources, and so I think congratulations. I think if you're on this call and you're a member of Blue Star, you've done one of those, right? I think joining these types of associations that can help you on your journey is step one. So, and then actively looking to participate in different things, such as, there's social media groups, online forums, peer support groups, local community groups and events. And I think as you look for those, what are those groups that are aligning to your values and interests? Because then you're going to be able to participate better, and you're going to have interest in participating. And that will take time, I think, to figure out. And then of course, LinkedIn is always a great resource. And then lastly, I'm saying this very quickly, but last I think is a mentor. And I think a mentor over time, when I look at the length of my career, I've had different mentors. Some have been very official mentors, while others have been in an unofficial way, if that makes sense. But people that I've admired, that I've looked up to, that I wanted to emulate. And then I've had a more official, but I think they can really help you on checking in on your goals and providing advice and feedback.
Okay, awesome. That's perfect.
Yeah, lots of great stuff there, Leigh Ann. And I only got just a few things to add on. I would say the first thing to do is kind of create that interest list. What interests you about it? Or development, operations, investigations, figure out what kind of interest it is. Then, kind of just adding on to what Leigh Ann says, go out and find those interest groups, whether LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, whatever social media groups you're part of. And then in addition, just talk to family, friends, people in groups, out in public at different events, talk to them about those interests and stuff. Cause like you and I both experienced, that neighbor could be the one that helps get you kicked off. Just because, once they hear, what you might be looking for. And I will, I'll share this with the group. You can find me out on LinkedIn. And as my daughter told me last night, because she was doing some searching, I'm in LinkedIn, my name, Shawn Fuss, spelled the way it is the only one in LinkedIn, which is kind of I don't know if that's scary or interesting, but you can always find me out there. And I, as my coworkers and other Fortinet colleagues will tell you, I'll talk with any veteran at any time about, helping them and encouraging them in any way I can. So, take advantage of everybody around you and the different groups that you're part of.
So Shawn, to piggyback on the LinkedIn part, what would you say that the job market would look like for cybersecurity, like for graduates that just finished their cybersecurity certification?
Yeah, so the term cybersecurity is like that umbrella term. It's like when we hear someone say, yeah, I served in the Air Force, the Coast Guard, the Army, the Navy, et cetera. And for those of us that serve, we know there's thousands of jobs inside that umbrella. From, as Leigh Ann was saying earlier, from technical to non-technical, jobs. And one thing that I can state personally is that where I started is definitely not where I'm going to be finishing my career. So it's, be open to all those different things. As far as the job market goes, it's going to vary, location to location, place to place, organization to organization. As Leigh Ann showed in that one slide, organizations know they need people. and they're constantly reviewing financials and out year budgets and all that fun stuff that bean counters do. But they do understand that they need to be able to fund these positions long term, because it's not going to help them or anybody or their customers, in short term situations. So, be patient. Look for what you want to start with, and then just be open, for when you get that opportunity.
Okay. Leigh Ann, so you did mention in the slideshow regarding the certifications and how members that want to join should start at the fundamentals. Is there anything else that they should be doing before they join the fundamentals, or should they just go for it if they feel like that's something that they should, get into?
Yeah, good question, Elizabeth. So I think the fundamentals definitely give you an introduction, right? So you can understand the landscape and what is happening, and talk some of the language so understand. But there's also a lot more, and there's a lot of resources out there on the market. So one of the things that, as you're looking at progressing potentially, or maybe even just back up a little bit, to look at entry-level tracks, there's one of the resources that provides quite a bit of information is NIST, which is the National Cybersecurity Initiative. And I can put that link up too, is that it provides, there's a range of resources that you can look at. It's quite a lengthy list of resources available to you to have an understanding. The other thing, and both Shawn and I have talked about that, is there's such a broad breadth of roles. And I think coming into cybersecurity, you're not really, and you're not really sure, even if you have a bit of an introduction, what type of roles exist. NICE produces a framework for roles in cybersecurity. It's a really great resource. Fortinet as well then matches our training to that framework. So as you'd start at the fundamentals, but then you could then go and look at, if I want to progress, and I'm really interested in this role, what would that mean from a training perspective? So that resource is available. There's an additional resource that I'll mention here, which is a really handy tool on the market. You can access it. It's called cyberseek.org. It's a great resource to look in based off roles and the skills they recommend. So then you get an idea of, if I'm a threat intelligence, what kind of skills does that require? If I'm more technical and I'm looking at pen testing as an example, what type of skills are required? So there's quite a bit of resources out there for people. But I think having an understanding of what gets you excited and interested is a great place to start.
Perfect. And so some of those entry level roles, what would that look like for someone, or, names that someone can look for entry level roles?
It's a good question. And I think it's really across the spectrum, right? So there can be entry level roles, even in threat intelligence. There can be entry level roles in governance, if you're more interested in that. So.
Okay.
And pen testing even. Yeah, Shawn, I don't know if you have a different experience you wanted to share on that.
Yeah. I mean, the entry level stuff, there's a lot out there. A lot of organizations kind of refer to it as a technician, or maybe, an analyst, kind of as that entry level name. And one of the things about IT and cybersecurity in general, and I know, probably most of us know this, is that there is no true naming convention for job titles, which is unfortunate. So that sometimes makes it a little challenging, or in some cases scary. When you see a job title, and it's like, maybe this is a little bit too much for me. But as I said before, do the research, ask questions, talk to people, take the leap of faith is, something I say is, if it interests you, I mean, the worst thing that you could hear is, I'm sorry, we're going to go with another candidate, but you learn from that experience. You gain knowledge, understanding of, of a role from just having those conversations.
Right. I know that when I interned as a analyst for one of the cybersecurity companies, I was a little shocked. I was like, "Oh my gosh, what am I getting myself into? You know, what am I going to learn here?" And I was able to experience. Luckily, I was able to be put in different roles to see what it took to be part of the cybersecurity, team, and how many roles there are that take place into it. But Shawn, your role as a sales engineer, can you give us a little more information on that?
So what I do, at a high level is I work with, an account team. We meet with customers, we understand their requirements and needs and challenges that they're trying to using a plain English term, trying to fix, trying to overcome, and we help them, with a solution. And in some cases, it it could be a phased approach type solution. It isn't, there isn't always a here, we're going to do this one thing and it's going to fix everything. One thing about cybersecurity is that it's a layered approach. There is no one single item, one single person, or one single job for that matter that fixes and can do everything. So it's really looking at it at that layered approach to help people achieve what they need to achieve.
Perfect. So, Leigh Ann, are there any? I know you gave me information on building experience and like learning in the fundamentals, but is there anything else that you would share with anyone wanting to get into this, like for veterans or spouses, that just want to, get a head start, that don't have
Yes,
a technical background?
that don't have a technical background. Definitely, that is a great place to start. Is our fundamental course. We do offer periodically networking fundamentals. We actually offer it self-paced online, so that's another place to start. Is a self-paced course on networking, just to understand the technology a bit more. That's another spot you could start your journey with Fortinet. And then periodically we do offer, we don't have anything lined up at this point, but we do offer some live sessions periodically as well. So when the next time when those roll around. Oops, got some background.
Perfect.
Okay.
And then, is there any job placement help to, after the program is completed, or would you just recommend for them to continue getting more education within the roles?
Yeah. So generally we work with our partners on the job placement help. What we do recommend, though, one of the things we do recommend for people that have gone through and become certified is Fortinet has a very large network of reseller partners that are certified. They are always looking for talent. So there's a resource on our website. You can go, you can search those partners to find partners in your area, your geographic area, and start to see if they have opportunities available. So that's just one of the opportunities that we provide.
Perfect. And then, Shawn, I know you said for people to reach out to you on LinkedIn. Would you help them out with any kind of mentorship, or just what would be your advice?
Yeah, I would help anybody that asks for help. That's just, something that's been instilled in me, not only by, my family, being full of veterans, but also, people that I talk to. We all at times, need help, need that little pick me up, to do. But as far as, some additional tips to kind of add on is that, when you're networking, with people or groups, do it with a purpose or a goal in mind. Have that at the forefront of, as you're talking, with people, to add on to, what Leigh Ann was saying, look for local job fairs. I know here in New York, where I am, they have, vet tech events where they bring in different organizations from the area, looking to hire veterans. And they do that a couple times a year around here in this area and throughout New York State. So they have those. Look at the different job boards and veteran job boards that are out there in different groups. And when you get talking to people, and I know this is hard, and I catch myself all the time, even 30 years after discharge, talk in plain English. Don't use the jargon and the acronyms that that we've all come accustomed to using on a daily basis. And then if you happen to have a job in the military where you maintain a clearance, bring that up. Some organizations are looking for people that have clearances, where all they need to do is either transition it or get it reapply for it if it expires with that. That can help with that. And that will, I know that's more on the government side or federal government area, but there are organizations out there that do DOD and our Department of Defense and Department of Energy that are looking for people with clearances to do technology and cybersecurity work with those. And then again, just to reiterate something I know I've said a couple times, but cybersecurity is not a one size fits all field. So much to do and start with out there. So you might even want to consider when you build that list of interests that I talked about earlier, of getting into that incident response stuff, security operations, cloud security, and even for those that love the good mystery novel, forensics. Forensics is becoming a very big field in cybersecurity over the last few years.
Wow, Shawn, thank you so much. That's so much information, and I definitely might look into that forensics part too, because that's all me written there. But we are sharing a self-paced the RSVP area on Blue Star Family Careers, so you can access this for anybody watching that is interested in joining and learning more about Fortinet.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. This is wonderful. It's been an incredible discussion, and I'm with you. I think the forensics has been on my bucket list, but I'm going to rely on you first to go test it out and then tell me more about it. How about we share some comments from some community members and we send some shout outs as we're getting ready to wrap up. But let's first acknowledge some of our members who are watching. Thank you, Ray, all the way on YouTube. And I'm going to go here on Facebook on our community. I did have a question there from Marie. Um, I think we addressed this, but Leigh Ann, do you want to reiterate what the cost is for this?
The cost is zero. So zero. So yes, and you are definitely, this program is available for spouses, for military families, and you just sign up as was shown on the screen, and we'll get you started on your journey.
Fantastic. And then for those of you who are also watching, let's take a moment to also send shout out. Want to be mindful of our trainers and our leaders here from Fortinet, because Shawn is going to get lots of LinkedIn requests. I know he is, and he's not going to know what to do with them. And he's going to be like, oh my God, Laura and Elizabeth, what do I do? And then also Leigh Ann has to go and, of course, process our requests for people who are going to get onboarded to train. So what happens when you go to our neighborhood, you'll select, yes, I want to learn more. You go into our database, and then from there, I download all the interests and send them to Leigh Ann, and then Leigh Ann process them for you to get access. Okay. So it's a two-step way process, but that's just because we really care about you to make sure that you make it to your final destination. And then this, Kristen, thank you so much. Oh, Kristen, please share with your community. Pay it forward. Don't keep it to yourself. If cybersecurity is not for you, that's okay. Get it on your bucket list. Maybe one day after Elizabeth tries out, and then of course we'll get on it soon. And so, but listen, right now, a quick shout out to Werner over on LinkedIn. Thank you so much for watching. For Connie, thank you so much for always coming back and supporting. Fernando, Stacy, thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Stacy, as well. Thank you very, very much for supporting as well. And let's go over to our community. Oh, and of course, Marie. Thank you, Maria, for joining us on Facebook. And then, of course, all of our members from our Spouse First community in the group that I cannot see you in this monitor, but you guys know that you're watching. And so, thank you so much. Keep those questions coming. And then you can also log into the neighborhood and post them. In the neighborhood, we have Amy, we have Sierra, we also have Ray out there. Thank you so much, community, for posting. And then if you watch the replay, remember, just put replay and then when you watch it so that we can thank you and acknowledge you for all of that. Turn it back to Liz. Liz,
I
you want to
just,
wrap us up?
yeah, sure. I just want to say thank you for making this happen today and giving us so much information that I know personally I will be using. And I will definitely be sharing this with fellow veterans and spouses that I know are getting ready to retire or getting ready to PCS and just don't know what to do with, what to do next in their life or in their career. And just want to say thank you to everyone that's been watching.
Awesome, thank you. And then before we go, we always like to become your accomplice and your supporters as well, Leigh Ann and Shawn. So, is there a particular project or something you have going on? What should be our call to action? How can we support you as a community?
Leigh Ann, you want to go first, or
We'll
you want
start
me
with
to?
You go ahead, and I'll follow.
So for me, besides continuing to spread the word on the Fortinet Veterans Program to as many veterans in families that I can get in front of, I can tell you when Leigh Ann asked me to speak with you guys last week, I did a little research, and started reading about the Blue Star family. So I will say last night I pulled the trigger on filling out the application to join the New England neighborhood, since I live closer to Boston than New York City. So, but from there, I continuing to work on a couple different certifications. I am also enrolled in the a veterans program at O2O with at Syracuse University. So doing some work there. But I'll close with this just to reiterate some things. Again, cybersecurity is a journey. If you take the leap of faith and are willing to explore it, keep exploring it until you find something that makes you passionate and makes you excited each and every day to continue on. And I just wanted to say, keep up the great work that you guys are doing, and to all the veterans and veterans families out there. Thank you for your service. Thank you for answering that call when we needed it. Elizabeth, Laura, and the rest of the Blue Star family, thank you so much for inviting me to talk today. It's been an honor and a pleasure, and I look forward to speaking with you guys again.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And I just wanted to remind you, Shawn, before I forget, that even though you joined the New England chapter, hey, there's tons of little mini suburb communities there in the neighborhood. The careers community is just one click away. You can join our community there. You can share your food for thought. You're welcome to share your thoughts about cybersecurity, become an active user, and teach us also about your cybersecurity journey. So you can do a little bit of teaching there as well, engagement, as well as there is a Marine Corps community as well there too. So, all right, now that I did that selling and beautiful career pitch, now Leigh Ann, what
Okay.
about you? How can we support you?
Yes. So I'd say just the same thing. Sign up. Start engaging. We're here to support you. And I think I'd echo a lot of what Shawn said. It's about learning, and I think in your career, you're just continually learning. It's never finished. There's always something new to learn in cybersecurity, and I think that's what's exciting about cybersecurity is it is not static. It is changing daily. So the threat, it's very lively. So you're always learning. It's an exciting place to be. Same as Shawn, I really want to thank Blue Star Families for inviting us today. Really appreciate, and I appreciate everybody that has joined today, and thank you for coming to listen and hear about the program.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for everyone. And Elizabeth, I'll turn it over to you in just a little bit. But first, I want to remind everyone that tomorrow we are honoring our National Hire a Veteran Day. So It is has the veteran title on it, but it is open to everyone because guess what, Mill Spouse? If you are doing well, you secure a great job, or you network with great leaders like the one like Shawn and Leigh Ann that we bring them all here, actual amazing organic people that are willing to go the extra mile to support you, then this event is also for you. So help us out. Join us. We have job opportunities, more training opportunities. We have just general Q&A. So join us. It's for everybody. Tag everyone. All you got to do when you're here is just click and say, yes, I'm going to attend. And that's it. And then you go into our database, you get the calendar, and then you'll join us tomorrow. And you'll network and have some great fun with everyone. And just, again, learn more about resources that Blue Star Families is doing, Blue Star Careers, to support you through your career journey. Liz?
I just want to, again, thank you everyone for watching, and don't forget to meet us in the neighborhood and share your experience, your military success, and most importantly, how to build a community with other like-minded members.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.